think about it.
He was all yellow and dried up. Didn't even look like him. Oh, God, Jacek, why did he do it?
I don't know, I guess he just couldn't take it anymore.
Please stay with me until it's over. Promise me you'll stay.
Do you want to stay at my house for a few days?
I don't know. My mother says that I'm the man of the house now.
Yeah.
I don't feel like a man. I feel like a little kid. Oh, God, Jacek, my papa is dead.
Up your ass, you bastard! Who are you calling Jewish?
Jesus Christ, you son of a bitch! I'm just as Catholic as you are!
Holy Mother of Sestatua! Me, a Jew?
Holy
I
Ghost,
said
I've had your
Jesus
fucking
Christ,
throat,
you
fucking
asshole!
lousy bastard!
That night I couldn't sleep. All I could think about was food. Sackloads of food. A chain of kids with sacks, smuggling food. Kids with guts. Kids that didn't talk with their hands. Kids that could swear by Jesus Christ and spit in your face. A gang of kids that would follow me over the wall.
Come on,
This is
come
a
on!
drop.
Drop dead! So is this it? The four of us?
No, there's one more. You guys remember Sevik?
You mean that kid his father hung himself?
He doesn't have the guts for this. Suicide shit.
It's either this or begging on the streets.
There's 100 other guys who'd be better, Jacek.
I want Sevik. I'll take care of him, don't worry. Hey, Sevik, over here.
Am I late?
No, you're right on time. Rudy, Lutek, Yankel, say hello to Sevik.
How do you do? I'm very pleased to meet you. I brought my father's watch. I guess it's really mine now, in case we need to know the time for a curfew and things. And a notebook in case we want to write anything down.
Good, you're thinking ahead.
Are we waiting for anyone else?
Sorry, I had to wait until Mama took her nap.
What is she doing here?
Does everyone know my sister Hella?
Hi, Hella.
I didn't know you had a sister.
What is this, a kindergarten? Let me get on with it already. Let's talk about the
Right,
plan.
all right. Sit down and listen. It all takes place in the Jewish cemetery.
The cemetery?
No man's land. It's not part of the Aryan side, and it's outside of the ghetto. When I went to Sevik's father's funeral, I saw how it all works. A German stands guard at the gate, while a Polish policeman counts all the mourners who go out. They stay as long as it takes for the funeral and then line up to be counted before going back into the ghetto. There were about 10 funerals going on, and there was so much wailing and crying that no one paid any attention to me, so I took a look around.
Why didn't you hide and not come back?
I took a count, remember?
What we do is, we go and in the funeral and we pretend we're mourners. That means crying, wailing, beating your breast, anything to convince the Germans we're part of it.
Oi, Moishel! Moishel!
But we bribe the Jewish policeman not to include us in the count.
Alright, so how much do you want? 50? 60? Alright, 70.
We join the procession and we hide while they're doing the procession, and then when they go out, we go out and climb over the wall.
From there to the Christian cemetery next door into the Aryan side.
We buy up all the food we can find, fill up the wagon with our goods with the help of the driver, who we also bribe, join the procession, and walk right back into the ghetto.
It's brilliant.
Sounds good to me.
There's 100 funerals a day. Let's go.
Hold on, not so fast. We still have a lot to work out. We could split it all 5 ways, or we can sell some of it and divide the money. Look could be the bookkeeper.
Math is my best subject.
Wait a minute. I don't get one thing. You mean we have to stay in the cemetery? Where?
There's a mausoleum near the wall. We can hide some food in there, too.
You mean sleep with dead people?
What's the matter? You scared?
Did we say anything about being scared? I just want to make sure I understand
It's
the plan.
perfect timing for me. My father just kicked me out because he found out I was doing a little bit of smuggling on my own.
He kicked you out for that? Shit, my dad would have kicked me out for not smuggling.
We could get shot, you know. There are motorcycle patrols up and down the cemetery.
We can get shot anyway for doing nothing. But the pitcher's right. You guys gotta watch your asses. We can get burned out there.
We don't have accents, and we can pass for Polish. If anyone suspects, look straight in the eye and swear your head off. If that doesn't work,
Right.
Hey, and watch your pants, guys. No matter what your face says, your Jewish prick is gonna give you away.
Hey, there's a girl here.
There shouldn't be.
If they pull down your pants and there's nowhere left to run, there's only one thing left. This.
That's a Luftwaffe.
You all get one before the first run. And if you don't know how to use it, you'll learn.
That's what I want.
It's beautiful. Look at that blade.
My own Luftwaffe. You swear you're gonna get me one?
Can I see it?
As soon as the war began, jokes could be heard all over the country. The illustrious Herr Hitler was furious and ordered that whoever was responsible for these insults be brought before him personally. A few weeks later, a meek, mild-mannered Jew was brought before him. "What is your name, Jew?" he asks. "Rubenstein," replied the Jew. "Well then, Rubenstein, are you responsible for the joke about me and the pig?" "Yes." "And what about the one that whenever I die it will be a Jewish holiday?" "That one's also mine." "And the one where I'm saved from drowning? I offer the Jew who saved me a reward. His request is that I tell no one his name." "That one's also mine." At this, the Fuhrer turned red in the face. "How dare you!" he roars. "Do you not know who I am? I am Adolf Hitler, the leader of the Third Reich, which is destined to last 1,000 years! "Now wait a minute," says the Jew. "That joke I had nothing to do with."
All right, here's the house, Romeo. Go ahead.
Don't worry, I see it.
You better hurry up. There's a funeral at 4 o'clock.
I know the schedule.
Then what are you waiting for?
Maybe I'm waiting for you to get out of here. Why? I don't like witnesses.
Look, I'll stay over there by that post. If she answers the door, I'll take off, all right?
Right.
Yes?
Excuse me, sir. Does Helena Goldman live here?
Who?
Helena Goldman. She's blonde, about...
No blonde girl staying here with anybody.
Sure. Bastard!
Why don't you just forget her? There are plenty of other girls in Warsaw.
She's not like other girls.
How different can she be? She can be beautiful and charming and elegant.
She's the greatest pianist you ever heard.
Yeah?
She got a 4-year scholarship to the conservatory.
Talented.
She composed the sonata when she was 12 years old.
But is she pretty?
Of course she's pretty.
That's what you say. But none of us have ever seen her. All we have is your word for it. Yeah, I've gone through 5 different houses looking for her, and I don't even know what she looks like.
That's too bad.
Now, if you had a picture or something.
Well, I don't. Come on. The guys will be waiting.
What about the one in your boot?
Who told you about that?
Rudy.
Who told him?
Hella.
Little sneak.
You should be flattered. She wanted Rudy to keep a picture of her in his boot.
It's none of their business. It's none of anybody's
Why are
business.
you getting so mad?
Why did Mrs. Greenglass tell me she was there when she wasn't? Does she think I have time to run all over the goddamn ghetto chasing rumors?
Calm down, you'll find her.
Yeah, sure I will. And you know what'll happen? She won't even remember who I am.
Come on, yes she will.
The pianos are confiscated. The Jews kicked out of the orchestra. Why should Helena Goldman be the same?
Sure.
Yeah.
Not bad. Don't worry, if you can find your way out of the ghetto, you can find Helena Goldman.
Well, I don't know, maybe it'll work. Are you sure you want to do this? We have to eat, don't we? What about your accent? You look okay, but the minute you open your mouth, they're
I swear by Christ, Holy Mother of Joshua, you think I'm some godless Jew parasite? Wounded Christ, I just want to buy my vegetables and go home.
Yeah, and what if they ask you for your papers?
My papers? Wounded Christ? You think every time I step out of the house, I take my papers? It'll be all right. They hardly even looked at us when we went to church.
Yeah, well, church is different. People only look at the priest. Besides, there are no Germans in church.
There are Germans everywhere. We've just been lucky.
Yeah, so far.
Look, our landlady knows we're Jewish, and she's still helping us anyway. To me, that's a sign. There are still decent people in this world. With their help, we're gonna get through this.
You really think so?
I'm positive. Where's the basket?
Here. You know, I feel terrible that you have to do all the shopping by yourself.
It's all right.
But I know if I had to walk in there with all those Jew hunters and soldiers staring at me,
They stare at me, and I stare right back.
I wonder if my mother and brothers have anything to eat.
I've been thinking about my mother a lot, too. Will you make my braids for me? I remember how I used to make her so angry. She used to walk into her bedroom, lock the door, and cry. Like that time I stole money out of her purse to go to the movies with Yossi. Or like those times I used to skip my piano lessons to go to Saxon Garden.
To see Yosik?
Why not? He was my boyfriend. Did I ever show you his picture?
50 times.
He had the most beautiful voice. He was very serious about music. I never met a before who liked classical music and was still so handsome.
I've never had a boyfriend.
He's probably forgotten all about me by now.
Helena, what if you get caught? They'll kill you if they find out you're Jewish. They'll hang you like those people from the ghetto, and they rape girls.
Why do you keep talking about it? What do you want me to say?
I'm sorry. I'm just so scared all the time.
I know. You better go. Jesus Christ, girl. I'll tell you one thing for sure.
What's that?
It's the curse of God to be born a Jew.
Lutek, Yankel, you get the potatoes and onions.
And so long.
Only if there's time. There's a guy over in Prague who's selling vegetables out of his basement. Here's the address. Sevik and I will get the flour. Rudy?
Sugar, I know where to go.
Great. Be back at the cemetery before curfew, no later than 7:45. Be careful. Go.
Oh shit, that's 5 miles.
We're big at going. What's the address?
251. I can't make that out.
251 Bialystochka. Bialystochka.
That's what I thought, but you know, with Yasik's
It's
handwriting.
printed in block letters.
What are block letters?
You can't read.
I can read.
Didn't you go to school?
Yes, I went to school. I finished the 5th grade. Okay, stop looking at me like that or else.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I had to go to work, rich boy. My dad and me supported my mom and my 4 sisters with our bare hands. But there's someone coming quick. Shit, there's 2 of them. And they're talking. We'll have to wait till they leave.
What did you and your father do?
He was a porter at the train station. He'd carry people's luggage for them, and I'd get him his customers and carry some of the smaller stuff. He was so strong. He can lift a huge trunk on his back and 2 other suitcases without even breaking into a sweat.
What's he doing now?
He was picked for forced labor about 6 months ago. I figured he should be home any day. They're probably keeping him longer because he's such a great worker. I'm looking after the family till he gets home.
That's good.
He'd beat the shit out of me if I didn't. I bet you never got enough beating in your life.
You're right. My parents use the silent treatment. Their specialty is painful, more inflammatory approach which means I'm breaking their heart and ruining their lives.
Oh shit.
It's very effective. I couldn't get a bad grade in school or contradict an opinion or hang out with the wrong sort of people. They would definitely disapprove of you.
Yeah? Well, I would definitely disapprove of them.
The biggest fight we ever got into was when I told them I didn't want to join my father's business.
So you don't want to be a businessman?
No, I want to be a conductor in an orchestra.
The guy who ways to stick around? Do they make a lot of money?
I don't know and I don't care.
Only a rich kid would say that. Come on, get on. Hey, you playing soccer?
No, I never had the time to learn.
Maybe I can teach you.
Maybe I could teach you to play an instrument.
Maybe. Personally, I think soccer is much more useful.
3 prisoners in a labor camp, a Pole, a Czech, and a Jew, were caught trying to escape and sentenced to death. Each was granted one last request. When I die, I want my ashes scattered in the grave of Pilsudski, said the Pole. When I die, I want my ashes scattered in the grave of Masaryk, said the Czech. And I, said the Jew, want my ashes scattered in the grave of Adolf Hitler. But that's impossible, he was told. Hitler isn't dead yet. Fine then, said the Jew. I'll wait.
classic.